Hello, my friends. It's your Brother Zen bringing you more messages of love from above. And today's video is going to be about the heart chakra. So I'm going to do a little introduction talking about the heart chakra, and then I will do a pick a card reading. And you'll have three choices. You can choose reading number one, which will be this rose quartz heart, or reading number two, which is this crystal green wand, or reading number three, which is this rose quartz stone. So there'll be timestamps in the description box below, both for the review of the heart chakra, which will show you some information on how the heart chakra works, how you can balance it, things like that. And then, or you can click on these. Also at the end, I'm going to do a little meditation for healing, because the heart chakra with the green love energy also can bring emotional healing, help aid the body in physical healing, and along those lines. So if you're interested, there'll be also links in the description box below to jump to that portion of this reading. So we'll go ahead and jump in and get started. All right, so we'll start off by talking about the heart chakra, and I'm going to use this is from a deck I'm working on with the creator. It's an oracle deck, and this one talks about the heart chakra here. And I'll go ahead and just pin a copy of the card here as I talk about it. So here we go. So the heart chakra, you notice at the top it talks about the energy of the divine. And when in talking about the heart chakras, you know, there's kind of like two journeys. There's one where we start off in the very lower red chakra, which is the root chakra, where we experience our fears and where we're kind of like that caterpillar and human ego moving along the forest floor, experiencing the life. And then we transition up all the way up to the purple or violet chakra, which is the crown chakra, which is where we remember who we really are and connect to that higher being of ourselves. That's one of the journeys, is through this life. The other is to kind of start at both sides, both the red and the purple, and move toward the middle. So, you know, when we start with the red and the purple, and then we just kind of step through, we're in the middle chakra out of the seven is actually the heart chakra. So the conditional love of the world and the search for love is met by the unconditional love that's coming through the spirit side, and it meets, and that's where it you know, the resolution happens. It's where the conditional and the unconditional meet, like on the right-hand side of the card where it says, I love. And that's where that resolution, that need of our heart and our soul and our mind and just our existence of seeking love, where we're taught in the lower chakras to search for it outside of ourselves, we actually get to have that resolution and that fulfillment of the love through unconditional love we find within our heart from the creator of all things. That unconditional love, the essence of the love of our creator. So that's why it talks about the top, the energy of the divine. That's where it's housed in the heart chakra. Of course, so you have, normally it's green, where you can see the majority of the color on the card is green. And that's actually known as the protective wall of the heart. I think it's called the pericardium. And then you also see in the lower left-hand side of the card, you'll see where it has the green heart, but it has the pink flame in it too. Well, the pink part of it is the spiritual love. So where you have the protective kind of ego, conditional world love of the green, the pink is the spiritual love, that higher love. And so it's that combination of the two. The location of the heart chakra is known in the center of the chest, you know, kind of to the right of the heart or to the left of the heart, depending on how you're looking at it. And the whole function of it is the conditional and unconditional love. It's to house and kind of be the meeting place of that love. And when we're in that inner balanced state of the chakra, that's where we experience compassion and unconditional love. And as I mentioned, that journey from the red root chakra all the way up to the crown chakra, the heart chakra is step 4 in that. And as I kind of already alluded to, the heart chakra is where you remember the divine unconditional love. When we're in our fear mode and in that kind of human journey among the first 3 chakras, we're kind of in an amnesia state. We're in this lost feeling. But when we remember the divine unconditional love in the heart chakra, it fills us up and it flows out to the world from our heart and through our heart. Green can represent the world is unconditional love. You can see in the middle of the card, in that green writing, that's what it is. And it talks about some items below it, full heart, overflowing love, compassion, free from the law. So the heart chakra is all about the search for love. You're taught that you're supposed to search outside of yourself for love and the definition of who you are. But all you find out there is conditional love. And what you're searching for is the unconditional love that you can find within your own heart. And the heart chakra, of course, is where this awareness takes place. When it talks about a full heart, where conditional love leaves you feeling empty, when you connect to the sea of unconditional love that's available for you, that is when you feel full and whole. Overflowing love means, after you're filled up with the unconditional love, there's so much available to you that it fills you to the point where the love actually overflows out of you to the world. So rather than, with conditional love, where we always feel exhausted and empty because we feel like we always have to be giving our conditional love out to everyone first, with the overflowing love, when we get filled up with this unconditional love, everyone gets to receive the extra from you. And so I always say, remember, the greatest gift you can give the world is a healthy, full you. So rather than exhausting yourself by giving to everyone else first, we first love ourselves, then we fill up and everyone gets that overflow. And then we reach that place of compassion. And compassion is really our true state of being. Unconditional love towards others means that we allow them to be who they are in that moment, knowing there's a higher being of love behind that human character that's being portrayed. And also in this state, as it mentions, free from the law, once we become aware of the unconditional side of existence, we're free. We free ourselves from that long list of conditional love laws. And being free ourselves, we no longer feel the need to restrict or police others with conditions or expectations. Because when we have ourselves under a law and all this long list of conditional, love laws, well, by golly, we're going to make sure everyone else has to obey them as well. And the fun piece, of course, is that all of those conditional love laws vary from person to person and contradict each other in many cases. Even our own might contradict ourselves. So it's a great feeling to be free from that law of lovability and from all those conditional love laws. And I already mentioned the theme on the right-hand side about I love, but so that unconditional love fulfills our drive to be loved. There are no conditions for that love, so we meet 100% of them, 100%. So we're perfect in the eye of the creator of all things. Conditional love is an imitation, and it's unfulfilling, especially when it's placed next to unconditional love. When you balance the heart chakra, that helps like our circulatory system, our heart, like our physical heart, and our thymus. And it also impacts our spiritual love, compassion, and that feeling of universal oneness. To balance the heart chakra, we can focus on the color green. So we can wear something green, place a green item around our desk or into the area that we most often observe. And even if this is by the door where we leave each day to enter, the physical world, just having that green reminder of unconditional love just allows us to build up that love inside us and fill us. We can allow it to overflow like a large fountain that's fed by a large, steady, unending waterfall that's continually replenishing us. So it's not just a one-time dose. We can just feel that constant stream flowing into this pond of our soul, and it just overflows out to the world. In that balanced state, we can feel the power of unconditional love flow through our body. We can allow fears to come to us face to face, and then in that calm state, we can question them. And in doing that, those fears reveal themselves really as a cuddly pussycat instead of this ferocious feline, that we would fear. On the left-hand side of the card, it talks about a meditation. The world is unconditional love. And we can have that meditation and focus on that to help balance the chakra as well. And that meditation is actually a part of a 4-part meditation, which I'll link down below in the description box as well to all the 4 meditations if you're interested in looking into that as well. All right, perfect. So next we'll go ahead and we'll jump into our readings and see what messages of love from above the Divine Creator has for us today. Welcome to reading 1. If you chose this beautiful rose quartz heart, this will be the reading for you. And we'll go ahead and just put this to the side over here. And I felt like I'd start off by pulling a oracle card from this wonderful deck by Kyle Gray. It's the Angels and Ancestors Oracle, and it's green, so I thought how fitting that would be. So we'll start off with pulling a card from there. Let's see, what messages do you have for us, Creator, for those that chose the pink heart? What first message do we have for those that chose this heart? Please make it clear for us. All right, so we'll pick that one there. All right, and you got the snake card, which says, shed old skin. So the message that I'm getting from this before I read the little from the little book is that of course shedding old skin is to let the old things go, the old beliefs on your lovability, the old beliefs on those things of how you think things are supposed to be, should be, and the message that comes with it too is that in shedding old skin, you don't lose who you are. That's one of the fears that we might kind of face, is that when we think we let old things go, then who are we? But just know that as you grow and you expand, the old skin becomes too tight, and the things that you've learned and the things that have kind of come to you during probably the last 3 to 6 months are allowing you to let old beliefs go, old ways go, and embrace the new. So we'll put that right here for now. And let me see what we have here in the little book. So for the snake, of course, the message says, cast off the old, reveal your true colors, talents, and gifts to the world. In many spiritual traditions, the snake offers powerful medicine. In tantric teachings, it symbolizes the kundalini, which is the powerful serpentine energy within that allows you to reach your highest spiritual potential. When the sacred one saw a snake in nature or encountered one in a dream, they knew that there was transformation in the air. And for me, the snake card not only represents the shedding of old skin, but moving beyond the limitations caused by carrying the venom of negative thoughts about others or the past. The extended message it gives, it says, the energy of renewal is washing over your life at this time. If for some reason you feel that your true self hasn't been recognized or you've been misread by others, know this energy is now leaving you. As you've been working through your old stories and all the self-limiting beliefs that you've accumulated along the way, you've been peeling away a shield of skin that has created limiting experiences. Your own personal commitment to growth has been recognized, and now the external world will begin to reflect all of the work that you've been doing within. If you feel someone you love has misunderstood you recently, they will be able to see beyond that if you're willing to recognize your own challenges. This is a time for renewal, abundance, and connection. Let yourself be reborn and celebrated. Excellent, excellent. What a great message, what a great message. Next, I'm going to pull from, this is from a deck I'm working on with the Creator and Oracle deck, and you can see it's surrounded in green. These are the tools of light that can help you transform your fears into unconditional love, joy, and peace. So I'm just going to see which card comes here. There's just a few cards in that stack of that deck, so we'll see what the Creator additional message that has for you and what tool you can use to help transform those fears. Okay. And you got the power to choose, the power of choice, and that's number 17 or number 8 if that means anything for you on there. And you'll notice on the card here that usually on the yin yang, it's this is white and this is black, the little dot showing that there's always a piece of the other within the other piece. This blue on here is love, represents love, and so every moment is a choice between unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. But there's always love available in any situation, anything that's going on in our lives. And even, it's like talking about letting go of old beliefs in there, that we can let go of those ideas or those supposed tos in any situation, and we get to choose what it means about us. We don't have to take on all that opinions that other people have of what something means about you, others, or the world. You get to decide, and that's where we regain our power. It's like where free will comes from is I get to decide what anything means. I get to choose what my actions, my emotions, my steps are. Can't control what anyone else chooses, only myself. So a wonderful power to kind of connect with. And one of the things that we can look at, do you want Coke or do you want Pepsi? You get to choose between those two. But where you can kind of dig into and understand this power is pretend that you're in a foreign country you've never heard of before, and there's 2 options of drinks before you that you've never heard of. You don't even know what they're called because they're written in a different language. And just sitting in that moment of, I get to choose which one I want, just sit in that and realize where that feeling of choosing, where it's located in your body, in your mind, and in your kind of your being, and realize I get to choose which one I want. And there's no wrong choice. I'm going to drink this, or I'm going to try this. Or I can try them both, or none at all. But you get to choose what you're going to do next. You get to choose what action you're going to take. So there you go for that one there. And I'm going to do that last. What I'll do next here is I'm going to pull, so this is a smaller version of this Oracle deck, but it's everything all together. So I'm just going to choose some cards from here to see what additional messages we might have from the Creator. All right, what additional messages do you have for us, Creator, for those that chose the Rose Quartz Heart? Okay, there's one. Okay, I feel that one was calling our name, and I think maybe one more. Oh, there we go. Yep, just one more. All right, so the first card here, this is actually one of the separator cards that it asks a good question. It says, how is unconditional love being expressed from me or to me? And so it's a great question, and I love just this representation of this has all the colors of, the chakras, and, it's basically our whole being is made of this unconditional love. So this is like an explosion of that love. And it's so what this brings to you is the question of what are you observing? Sit in that stillness, and of course, with this being the heart here that you chose, it's how do you see the unconditional love of the Creator of all things expressing its love to you? Just really sit in that and really get quiet with yourself. Take a lot of deep breaths and step out of the fear of the world, and just really start to see, where can you see love being expressed to you? And we can get so caught up into what we're not, how love is not being shown to us. But when we really get into, just this quiet place, a place of gratitude, we can start to see there's so many ways that love is being shown to us. And you also might be in a place with this transformation and letting, the old skin go. You might be in a very big transformational point in your life. You might be asking yourself, what's next? Maybe you lost your job, maybe you're tired of your job, and you're wanting something new. You can ask yourself, how can you express that unconditional love inside you in all areas of your life? And it's not going to be the same for everyone. Sometimes we're like, oh, I should become a missionary, or I have to have some sort of self-sacrificing type of job in order to express unconditional love. But it's not. You can do it in working retail if that's what brings you, passion. I've known people when I've worked retail in the past that they just love that interaction with people and, helping people find that gift they want to have for other people, and, whatever it may be. So just know that if you're wondering, what am I supposed to do with my life? Look at what brings you joy and what allows you to express that unconditional love you have inside with the world. All right, we'll look at the next one here. Yep, Here we go. This is the conditional love laws, just as we were talking about before, about that long list of conditions that need to be met in order for you to be lovable and acceptable. I talked a little bit about that in the introduction to the heart chakra. So if you didn't listen to that part, if you click on the link below, you can jump back to that and listen to that as well. But this is that long list of everything that we're taught since we're very, very young and passed down from generation to generation on how things are supposed to be, what things are supposed to mean, and all that fun, restricting, judgmental types of things that make us feel less than and make us feel small. But the Creator also gives us that little option on the bottom here. This is how we can transform that fear of breaking those conditional love laws and being unlovable, how we can convert that into feeling unconditional love, peace, and joy. So when it talks about my own adventure map, that little map on the bottom just shows that, whenever, like if you've ever gone to an amusement park and you get these little maps of, where all the rides are, you go to a zoo and here's all the attractions and all that kind of stuff, how wonderful it is when you go in with it with no plan and you just go and experience things freely and go, oh my gosh, look at that, and oh, look what's coming up next, versus this is the plan. We're going to have to go here, and then by here, and by here, and by that time, then we're going to have lunch here. And then we're going to go hit this, this, and this, and this, and then we're going to hit there. And I don't care if you're enjoying it. We're going to do this. We're going to get this completed. That's the feeling of the restriction of, oh, this is how everything has to go, or the freedom of having an adventure. So, the part of the shedding of this is shedding all these, conditions and being free to be who you want to be and experience what you want to experience with that power of choice as well. So we have that choice. Do you want freedom or do you want restriction? All right, and then the third one here is worky poo. Doesn't that sometimes what it feels like? So kind of going back to what I was talking about here about, what kind of job or what kind of work you want to do to be able to feel free and to express this love and to have joy in the work that you do. It gives us options here on the bottom, again, how to convert these, and it's called Post-its. And this comes from when I was in a job that, and it happens over with any job. After a while you get bored with it and you just feel so bogged down. You feel like you have a ball and chain where I have no choice but to come to this job every day. One of the things I realized, the first little post-it that I always wrote was about surrender, and I would surrender all the shoulds and supposed to be's. I used to have this big long list of all these things I thought I had to perform well, I had to do these things, and but when I surrendered all those conditions and all those expectations, it allowed me just to enjoy the moment instead of feeling like I had this ball and chain, and that I had no choice but to be there. The other one was, it says temporary, and with that, it's a wonderful, relieving discovery that everything is temporary, nothing is forever. So even if you feel like I'm going to be trapped in this job forever, nope, at one point, new opportunities will come, like a new job or a new position in the company, or the company might close and you might have to go somewhere else, or, at one point, we leave this earth. So everything is temporary, which just allows it to be like, okay, it's not so bad. This isn't going to be a forever thing. And then going with the flow. It's not trying to control whatever's going on in the business, trying to control customers, trying to control peers or bosses or whatever it might be, and just going with the flow of what is, and just knowing that I don't have to define it. The should be's and all that, or the power to choose, I get to choose what each moment means, and I can just go with the flow. I don't have to worry about what that, personal evaluation that they give, at the end of the year. Am I going to get a raise or am I not going to get a raise? We don't have to worry about what all those things mean. We can just go with the flow and just let things unfold, not try to swim upstream and get a big mouthful of water, but just flow peacefully with what is and not trying to control everything around us. So some good guidance there on how we can deal with work if that's what is hitting you as well. All right, I'm going to finish up the reading here. I'm going to pick 2 cards. One is going to be from this unicorn oracle deck here. Just see what messages the unicorns have for you. And then I'll pick one of my favorite cards from the Universe Has Your Back deck, which is pretty cool too. One more. All right, what message do you have for us, unicorns? What message do you have for those that chose the pink heart? All right. And you got polarity. Oh, go ahead and zoom in on here. And that says, integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. And I love this because this is all about polarity. This is all about the power of choice as well. This reminds me of the story about the, whatever wolf you choose to feed is what grows. So, if we choose to focus on the darkness and the lack and, the fear, that is what grows. And again, if we focus on the love and the light and the joy, then that is what grows. So we get to choose every moment between what we want to feed and what we want to grow. So there's no wrong choice. We come here to experience this contrast between, darkness and light. We're light beings, and to more understand who we are fully, we get to experience the dark horse. And so into discovering those, shadows, we get to understand more fully who we are. And when we're tired of feeling this way, then we can make a different choice, because we have that power of choice that we have. And another wonderful, amazing awareness that came in my life was, without light, there are no shadows, because everything is just dark. So that we see shadows, we know there's light as well. All right. And then, like I mentioned, the final card we'll pick will be from this deck here, which is a really cool deck. And we'll see what final message the universe has. All right, Creator, what final message do you have for us? All right, there you go, easy breezy. And show that here so you can see it a little more clearly here before I read it. And it says, "Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perceptions that I can see what is of the highest good." Wow. Perfect ending to this reading here. It's all about expansion. It's all about gratitude for what is, regardless of what we're experiencing. It's all for our highest good. It's all about perception, isn't it? We can always see unconditional love in any moment, and we can see fear in any moment, but it's our power to choose. Beautiful. Well, I hope this brought a little bit of love, joy, and peace into your moment. If you like this video, if you don't mind clicking the little like button down below here somewhere, that does help out my channel. It helps it appear for other people as well. And if you want to share this, or if you want to be notified of any future readings that I do, or any videos that I do, just click the subscribe button down below and just click on the little bell to be notified, and you'll get notified as well. Well, I wish you all the love, joy, and peace that you can stand, and just know that I love you. You take care. If you chose option number 2, which is this green crystal wand here, then this reading is for you. I'll go ahead and put this to the side right here. And I thought I'd start off we'll pull an oracle card from this Kuan oracle deck. See what message we have. And Kuan is like in the kind of the Asian culture. She's known as the goddess of compassion. So that's why I thought I'd pick from this deck, because we're talking about the heart chakra. All right, Creator, Holy Spirit of love, what message do you have to start off with for those that chose the green wand? All right. This is this sound, the fierce flute. It is there, and that's number 29 there. And the message I get before I read from the little book here is that you have something to share with the world. You know, it's like you have an unsung song in your heart that you want to sing, and you might have been having some kind of throat problems recently too, where either it's a sore throat or just congestion, not related to any kind of illness, you know, but particularly, but what the Holy Spirit is saying is that it's because you feel that you're restricting and sharing your inner truth, your loving truth. Not your ego, small t truth, but your capital T truth of unconditional love, and you kind of feel like you haven't been able to share that, and you don't know how. So you're going to be getting some messages on how you can do that, and opportunities to be able to start doing that as well. And I'm sorry, 29. Short-term memory. Let me read from the book here too to see what additional messages we might have for that. So 29 says, discernment empowers you to make choices that are aligned with your spiritual intentions. Like a fierce sounding flute cutting through all vibrations with purity and intent, your discernment allows you to stay true to your values and spiritual destiny without getting caught up in distraction. If you wish to grow spiritually through love, joy, peace, and abundance, then discerning between higher and lower vibrational choices is helpful. It's funny, my throat just started to tickle. Additionally, it says, it is wise to be accepting of all of life and not to judge people or situations as good or bad. Some are more pleasant than others, and yet sometimes a challenge can turn out to bring us great growth and opportunity, which in turn becomes a blessing. However, this does not mean that we are wise to abandon the power of choice. We can use our discernment to be guided on our path to the most joyful, uplifting, and helpful experiences for our soul growth. Discernment is not judgment. It does not render some things better or worse than others. It is the power of selection based on desire or intention. If we intend to grow through joy and adventure rather than fear or suffering, then we can use our discernment to make choices that feel expansive and uplifting rather than constrictive or draining. Discernment is necessary in all realms of life, from the physical to the spiritual, from the sort of lifestyle we choose to lead to the people we choose to spend time with, or the ways that we spend most of our time, even the kinds of spiritual energies that we invoke. Discerning choices help us craft our reality. A wise use of discernment helps us be truthful, clear, and accurate in our perception. Like the fierce flute cutting through all vibrations, discernment shatters illusions and gets to the truth of a matter, right to the essence. With truth, there are no nasty surprises later on. Or if there are, we can deal with them swiftly and use them for growth with minimal suffering. We can ascertain what is real and what is false. This inner knowing informs our choices so that we seek out those people, places, opportunities, and experiences that feel aligned with love, capital L, love. Then our life path becomes one of greater joy and well-being. Your discerning powers are growing, and you are capable of greatest discernment when you listen to your heart and are able to let go of fear and shame, which can cloud your perception. This oracle has come to you because you are in need of seeing a situation in your life from your heart rather than from appearances. Don't be afraid to trust your own vision, beloved. It will help you live your truths and take good care of your own soul. Wow, beautiful. And how fitting for, what's going on in our world. There's so much unknown on, we don't know who to believe anymore in our lives because there's so much contradictory information that comes through news and social media, the internet, from different people. We don't know, and then we get into this place of feeling confused, and we get into fear, and then we really can't have a clear mind when our fear has ignited that fight or flight mode, and all that blood is out of our head and into our bodies, trying to get us to fight, defend, or to flee, or to freeze, and we're not making clear decisions or clear choices or having clear thoughts. So what's wonderful is that, when we come to this heart chakra and we come to a place of love and take deep breaths and kind of come back into our own heart, I love that it talks about focusing on what our heart is saying from a place of love, not from a place of fear and defense and hate and attack, but what does our heart tell us? And our heart usually tells us to unconditionally love. When we're pointing and judging and feeling like we need to attack or defend, we know we're not in a place of love, we're in a place of fear. So what a great message on there, just wonderful, wonderful. Next, I'm going to pull a card from this piece. This is from an oracle deck that I'm working on with the creator. It's like 7 stacks, and this is the stack that's the green. So it's the heart chakra, which tells us what can assist me in transforming my fear to unconditional love, peace, and joy. So we'll go ahead and just a few cards here. We'll just kind of shuffle and see which card the creator wants to show you to give you a little extra tool to help transform that fear. I know we can always use any tools that are freely given to us, for sure. All right, I feel this is the one for us there. Beautiful. This is The World is Unconditional Love. And this actually comes from a 4-part meditation, which I talked about when I introduced the heart chakra, and I'll have them links to these meditations in the description box below. But where this comes from is the first part, this is the fourth kind of step in it all. The first part is to realize that it basically says, I am unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And then it's kind of almost looks like this, where the love comes down into us and fills us up so much that not only do I realize I'm unconditionally loved, but that I'm also actually made of unconditional love. And when that love just fills us up and expands, it overflows out to the world, which the third one then is, I unconditionally love the world. And when we're sitting in that space of so much love, we get kind of hit with this flood of love energy that comes back to us. And it basically states that I realize that the world is made of unconditional love. You know, all these beings, all these characters we're interacting with actually have this higher unconditionally loved being that's behind that character, and everything here is made of unconditional love. So a beautiful card to go along with this, because when to discern all that external, things that are going on in the world, when we're in our fear mode, we just see the characters that are playing, and that's what our character tries to defend the other character because of all these fears and the way we think things are supposed to happen. But when we come from a place of unconditional love, like I talked about, then we just realize, hey, we're all beings of unconditional love. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick some cards. This is a smaller version of this deck here that has all 7 decks in there. So I'm just going to pull some cards here. Let's see what additional messages we have from the creator. All right, what additional messages do you have for those that selected the green wand there? Oh, there we go. Any additional messages? I feel like this one. And do we have a third one? Oh, that's too many. There we go. All right. So the first one is love spoken, and it's so funny that when I originally was talking about this card here, about how you feel you're not able to speak your truth, speak that love out to people. This is just an affirmation of that don't be afraid. It could be that, you're afraid to speak up and say anything these days because you might be at odds with someone due to political things or just beliefs, or maybe you had a falling out this year with people, or maybe when you were, had to stay at home with someone, 24 hours a day, you guys got on each other's nerves and things were said. It's time to speak love, and you can do it. Don't be afraid. Even if you feel you're always the one that has to speak up first and interact with someone when they've, quote, done you wrong, or you've had an argument, just know that now is the time to go ahead and this one last time, even if it's this one last time you do it, reach out in love to that individual or those individuals. Share your love, share your inner truths, be vulnerable, share your emotions. It's okay. Just realize that anyone who acts out of, has an action that's not based in love, that it's based in fear. Everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants to live a dream and feel safe. And when they act out of fear and attack and say, mean things or whatever it might be, it's only because they're searching for love, and it's actually a cry for love. All right. Well, if we had any question about it, we're being guided to be love, be unconditional love. Let that love flow into you. Realize that you are love, and let it fill you up and flow out into the world. And let that love, see love in the world. See that the world is made of unconditional love. And all these perceptions we have of that feel negative and so dark, that those are based in fear, and those are based in the shadow, the darkness, where when we look at everything through the eyes of love, whatever we want to see in the world is what we find. Seek and ye shall find. Seek love and you'll find it. Want to see love in the world and you'll see it everywhere. If you want to see destruction and fear and chaos, you will find it, but you get to choose. Like it mentioned in here about your ability to choose. You can choose to see love. And the last card here, you can see here it says pain in the but it talks about embracing the pain as well. It's a great message that comes with this card, because we're taught that pain is not supposed to happen in the world. So we might have physical pain, we might have emotional pain, whatever it might be. When we embrace that as that it's coming for a purpose in our lives, then we don't resist it and we flow through it. When we realize that pain, everyone experiences pain sometime in their life, either emotional or physical, but we don't have to suffer from it. It's a choice whether we're going to suffer it and be dragged through it, or if we're going to embrace it and just let it be a signal that something can be looked at inside us. Either if it's physical pain, that's just our body telling us, hey, there's something to look at within your body. If it's emotional pain, then that's just an indicator for us that there's something that can be looked at inside of us. There can be a fear, a conditional love law that is within us that can be challenged, a belief that we can be broken, a belief that our heart can be broken, when really we are these powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit beings made of unconditional love that can never be broken. It's unconditional, it's forever, it's eternal, but we're taught that we can be. So embrace the pain. Let it be a signal that something can be looked at inside of us. When we're in pain, sometimes we point the finger out at everyone else going, you hurt me, I'm in pain because of you. But then we look and go, oh, these 3 fingers are pointing back at me. These triggers, these beliefs, these emotions are happening inside of me, not out there. My emotions happen inside me. So it's a signal for me to look into me. All right, so I'm going to end up the reading doing 2 more cards. The first one's going to be from this Oracle of the Unicorn. See what kind of message the unicorns will have for us. All right, what final message do you have? All right, I think I'm going to take that one right there. It's really jumping out there for us. Dancing in the moonlight. And that says, dance, move your body to music, dance with the rhythm of life, manifest your dreams through dance. And I really feel, before I read from the little book, this really has to do with movement. Get that love moving. Let that joy, that love fill you up so much that you just can't help but want to dance. Stars, too, for me, are standing out, and stars mean hope. Be a beacon of hope. Be a beacon of love. There's enough darkness out there, but shine bright like this moon in the darkness. Shine bright like this beautiful unicorn in the darkness. Let's see what it has to say here. So it says, dancing will help you shake off any stuck energy that may be blocking a manifestation and help you speed up the delivery of your desires. Movement and music open the chakras. It's funny that this whole reading is about chakras. It gets your energy flowing and unleashes the feel-good endorphins that help align you with more abundance. Dancing can be used to shift from your doubt, worry, fear, or anger into optimism, excitement, and gratitude. Put on music to match the energy you need to shift, and let your body guide the dance to find release. That is so hilarious that this is all about, talks about sound, the fierce flute. And this is talking about play the sounds that raise your vibrations, that puts you in a different place. And it says, let go of any need to dance well and find freedom in moving without inhibition. When you have shifted into a higher space, put on uplifting music and bring in your dreams with dance. Imagine yourself living the life you really want, then call it in with your body. Beam powerful intentions out to the universe while you're in this high energy state, and let them be carried on the waves of joy radiating out from you. Make dancing a daily manifesting practice, and you will soon enjoy the physical and energetic benefits that come with feeling good. This joyful unicorn tells you that your body wants to move and flow with music, and it's time to honor that desire. Wow, that is amazing. I love that it talks about sound, and that I know for me, the music I listen to expands whatever I'm feeling. When I want to feel down, I can listen to sad music that'll make me cry. When I feel angry, I'll play some really acid rock, angry music. But when I want to center and when I want to let that love expand within me, I know I have all the music that I go to and I listen to, whether it's worship music or meditation music or just music that touches my heart. It just expands it. And I love that it talks about doing it daily, because we can make it our habit to choose to be in pain and to be suffering and to focus on all the dark things that are happening in our world and in our lives. But when we can make it a new habit to choose every day that we're going to choose light and love and joy and peace rather than all the fear-based ones. Not that there's anything wrong with being in darkness. We come here to experience darkness. But when you get tired of it, we can change our habit. All right. And then last card I'm going to pull from this great deck. The universe has your back. And it's always a great message to know that the universe, the creator, all the angels, our guides, our guardians, our loved ones who have passed over, they all have our back. They're constantly yelling, we're here, we're here, we're here, and we love you, we love you, we love you. They're always giving us their love. All right, what's the final message for those that chose the green wand? The green magic wand full of love. Oh, there we go. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. That is a great way to end this message here, because this talks about joy, joy, joy. Choose joy. And, this is the state of our being. This is who we really are. We're these beings of unconditional love. So our natural state is love, unconditional love, peace, and joy. So when we connect to that heart center, the heart chakra, it brings us this joy into our lives. So I hope this brought a little bit of joy and love and peace into your moments today. And if you like this video, if you wouldn't mind clicking the little like button below, it does help out my channel. And if you want to be notified of any future videos or readings that I do, if you click the subscribe button below, click the little alarm bell, that'll get you notified when those are posted as well. And I'm doing those much more often than I used to. So if you enjoyed this and you feel like you want to share this message with someone else, you can also share the link below. Well, I leave you with this beautiful message, and know that I love you. You take care. If you chose reading number 3, which is this beautiful rose quartz stone here, then this reading is for you. I'm going to put this right here. All right, now I was going to start off by pulling a card from this journey of love, since the heart chakra is all about love. I thought that would be fitting there, so we'll start off seeing what message the Creator has for you. All right, Creator, what message do you have for those that chose the rose quartz stone? Make it obvious for us, please. Okay, that's obvious. All right. Beautiful card, and it's called Soft. It's number 47. Before I read from the little book here, what I'm picking up just intuitively from this is that though you might have been feeling like you've gone through some hard times, soft times are coming. The also the message that some things that you've been through, some of you have been through recently, have made you build up kind of a very tough, thick heart wall around your heart, because you've had some big feelings of pain in your heart. You feel let down by people. You felt let down by circumstances, let down by even your country, your world, your God, whatever it might be. Even you might have felt like you let yourself down, and you just feel that you need to protect yourself, and that you've built this hard wall around it. But there's going to be a time now to soften that wall around your heart, and that you're going to be given guidance on how you can do that. And you might even been asking, how can I go from feeling like the Grinch, where my heart is 3 times too small, to making it grow bigger and allow, it to feel like it has life in it again. You might feel like your heart has become empty. So let me read from the little book here, see what additional guidance we have as well. This says, a sanctuary bathed in soft light. Your heart is receptive, inviting, and gentle. It brings strength to the weary, comfort to the lonely, and healing to the wounded. It is a magnet for all that is needed, for you, your beloveds, your world. Don't imagine you must always be the fighter, going against the part of your nature that longs for harmony and peace. This is your time to be soft, to surrender, to let the subtle waves of the heart invite love in, and to receive. In doing so, you will give so much. This oracle brings you a message of peace. Surrender now. Be soft, even just for this moment of quiet reflection. You have perhaps been working too hard at growing and living. Take some moments to replenish and allow the divine to help you, dear one. Be soft, so you are receptive to the divine. It is when we let go that we truly perceive the obstacles that lie between us and oneness with the divine lover. Let go and perceive that the divine lover is already awakening in your heart. Wow, that's beautiful. And, I know what puts us in this place of hardness is, when we're looking outside of ourselves for, love, which is what we're taught to do. I mean, it seems like the design of this life is that all those external things do disappoint us. When we define ourselves and our lovability by those external things, we feel unstable because those things are unstable. People change or pass away. Situations never stay the same. And things, of course, deteriorate, break, or are stolen. So all those things are unstable. But what I love about the message of this card is that when we turn inward, when we're disappointed enough in the external, we turn inward to that spiritual heart, to that higher heart that is this pink. What it represents is our higher spirit love, our higher spirit heart. When we turn inward to that and connect with the one that we can trust, the one that will never let us down, which is that unconditionally loving creator of all things. That's what fills us up. That's that divine lover that we can embrace, that embraces us unconditionally. There's nothing we can do to lose that love. There's nothing we can do to gain more of it because we have 100% of it, and there's no conditions for that love. Great message. Next, I'm going to pull from this oracle deck that I'm working on with the creator. This one stack is the one that's rendered in green, which is the green heart chakra, which we're going to deal with. And it talks about in here what can assist us in transforming our fear, our conditional love, into unconditional love, peace, and joy. So we'll see. There's just a few cards here. Whoop. That's the one that made itself known here, so we'll go ahead and take that one. Which is a part of a 4-part meditation. This is the I am unconditionally loved. This is the first part of a 4-part meditation, which I'll link in the description box below. And I talked about it in the heart chakra introduction. So if you want to hear more about that too, you can click on the little link and go back to listen to that as well. But this is I am unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. This love is coming down from the creator into us. So basically just reaffirming everything I talked about in that one, so I won't go much more into that one. Next, I'm going to pull a few cards from that oracle deck. This is a smaller version of this one, but it has all 7 stacks in it. So we'll go ahead and see what additional messages the creator has for us. All right, creator, what additional messages do you have for those that selected the stone? What additional messages do you have for those that picked the rose quartz stone? Okay, any others? Any other messages? I feel like there's at least one more. There we go. And I think this one too. All right, so we'll start off with this one here, which is guiding love. What this card represents is it's kind of twofold. One is that when we're lost, when we feel like we're lost, or we just want to keep our way, a peaceful, joyful, unconditionally loving way in our lives, that we can use the creator's love for us as that guide. I know sometimes they talk about, what's your due north? What keeps you on purpose, on track to where you want to go? And so our due north can be looking into that love that is the Creator's love, turning inward. Whenever we feel we're being drawn out into the storm, lost at sea, we can come back to the center, come back to the compass to know, where it is that we will, how we can stay in that place of peace and love and joy. The other piece of this is, sometimes we can ask ourselves, what can I do to help the world? What can I do in the situation that someone's going through, or that, we're going through as a world, or whatever it might be? And that is to be love. When we're love, we help remind others about the love that they have inside them. When we're in fear, like when I'm in fear and people are trying to change me or get me not to fear by telling me what I should and shouldn't be doing, that doesn't do anything but instill more fear and cause more resistance and more fighting, more defending, more attacking, or more running, fight or flight. But when someone just gives you love, it kind of just brings you into a calm. It brings you into this place of peace, to a warm embrace of acceptance, of unconditional love and acceptance. So if you're asking, what can I do in the current situations that are going on in my friendships and my city, my nation, my world, my universe, my life, you can be guiding love. Next is full moon, Master Old Soul. And we have a full moon coming up in a week. In fact, I just posted a Sagittarius season video, which can help with understanding what's going on right now. But we'll be doing a full moon reading here in about a week as well. And it's amazing, that is a 1/1, and it's a full moon in Gemini. So, Gemini, of course, is the two individuals, two pieces, kind of like two parts of us. And I really feel like that is just showing us that there's two sides. There's cycles that happen. A full moon brings us and amplifies all these emotions that we feel, and it allows us to grow. So, usually whatever we choose, whatever we focus our energy and attention on is what grows and grows and grows. Around a full moon, I mentioned it's like Miracle Grow. It makes it expand very fast. So if I'm focusing on fear, it's going to even be bigger. If I'm focusing on love, that also grows huge. So the message that I feel like this is bringing us to is focus on love right now, if you want that to grow. If you want to, focus on the darkness will expand as well. And either is okay. Either there's no right or wrong in whatever choice we make, because we come here to experience the contrast between the two. We come here to understand this unconditional love of what we have. We came here to experience the conditional love, because seeing our opposite, we understand it more. Like to understand happiness, if you never had sadness, you wouldn't really fully understand what happiness is. But in knowing what it feels like what it might feel like to feel sad, we understand what happiness is more deeply. So that's one message that comes with this. The other with this too, with the cycles of the moon, we go from seeing no moon to seeing the moon come to full moonness, fruition, and then it drifts away as well. And so what the cycles of the moon tell us, though, that one is that things come and go. Things are not forever. It comes, it goes. The light comes and it goes. The light comes and it goes. It also tells us that the things that we thought would fulfill us often leave us feeling empty, unless it's this unconditional love that we find within us. When we look outside of ourselves, when we look up at the full moon, these things that we think will make us feel whole and complete are only temporary. It feels like it's full, but then it drifts away, and we realize there's something else I want. There's something else I want. And we keep thinking more. Is it more money? Is it more higher position? Is it a bigger house? More expensive car? More fulfilling partner that we're with, that those partners never seem to make us feel whole. Well, that's the whole external stuff showing us that what really makes us feel whole is this love that we get from the Creator of all things that we find within our heart. And then lastly is heartbreak. And it's perfect because when I mentioned that we come here to experience what something might feel like, one of the kind of fantasies, or I guess fables we have, is that our heart can be broken. And when we're taught that it can be broken, we're taught that when this happens, this breaks our heart. When this happens, this breaks my heart. When this happens, this breaks my heart. And we get all these stories, all these beliefs that when this happens, my heart is broken. Like when someone leaves you, that breaks your heart. You get cheated on, that breaks your heart. When someone passes away, that breaks our heart. But we can question that. And when we're taught those external things are supposed to mean that, when that happens, that's what turns us back inwards. When we experience this broken heart, it shakes our world, and it points us back inward to where we find this guiding love. It's a reminder. I mentioned in the second reading that when we go through pain, whether it's a physical pain or emotional pain, it points us back inward because we get disappointed enough in the external. Our heart gets broken enough. Like we said, this hard wall appears, but then we go within to find the true spiritual heart, where we find the love that we've been looking for. I hear this song playing in my head. When we look outside of ourselves for love, we're looking for love in all the wrong places. But that turns us back inward to find, that love that we're really seeking, to experiencing what it might feel like to have our heart broken with conditional love. Helps us understand more fully this inner love that we have. All right. Going to end up the reading with two final cards. One of them is going to be from this Oracle of the Unicorns. We'll see what the unicorns have to say to us here. All right. What message do you have for us, unicorns, for those that chose the rose quartz stone? Make it clear for us, please. All right, I feel like this one here. Look at that gentleness. Gentleness, soft gentleness. So it says, be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness. Speak words of love. And I really feel that this, before I read from the little book, what I'm just intuitively getting from this is that, speak to yourself with words of gentle love. Let all those judgments go. Let all those harsh words, all that harsh self-talk that you have, be this gentle person here. This unicorn is your heart. And the gentle person here, being gentle with the horse. Be that way to yourself, the way that you are to so many people, how you give that unconditional love to others, and that you love others and are gentle with them, and tell them not to be so hard on themselves, and do all that. It's like you can be that to yourself. All right, let me see what the little book has to say here. All right, gentleness. So this card represents a sensitive, gentle soul with a deep connection to animals and the natural world. This is someone who tends to feel out of place in this noisy world of busy people. You may be feeling more overwhelmed than usual, or find that you need to spend more time alone in quiet places. The unicorns encourage you to honor your desire for peace and quiet, and know that gentleness is a sacred gift that needs to be nurtured and expressed more often. Sensitivity is an indicator of powerful, intuitive, and psychic abilities, and should be nurtured, not repressed. You may feel uncomfortable about addressing a conflict, find yourself in a confronting situation, or realize it is time to take a stand for yourself. Responding to a situation with kindness does not make you weak. Your softness comes from deep strength and immense courage within. That is hilarious. Just in case you forgot. Soft. Can't make this up. So your softness comes from deep strength and immense courage within. Rather than shrinking away from a situation or wondering if you should be stronger or louder, understand that you can make change in gentle, loving ways. Humanity needs the gentle souls to lead the way into a new reality, one in which kindness and compassion are upheld as the highest qualities. You can show the way by sharing your gentleness with others and demonstrating how to love and honor every living being. You can help others to see how kindness is a strength and encourage other sensitive souls to acknowledge their gifts. This card may be calling you to conscious activism where you can make a stand for innocent animals in a loving yet powerful way. Be more willing to speak words of love and demonstrate acts of kindness. Shine your beautiful, gentle light more brightly in the world. Wow. Wow. You can't make this up. You just really can't make this up. Just gentleness and softness, guiding love, showing people that they can be gentle and loving and that that's not weak. That's not weak. And you don't need to fear heartbreak because you are all the love you will ever need. And you find it inside your heart. The last card I'm going to pull is from this, The Universe Has Your Back, which is always a great feeling to know that we've got a posse and a support system behind us that is the most powerful and unconditionally loving. All right, what's your final message, Creator, for those that picked this rose quartz crystal? All right. My outer experiences are a reflection of my inner condition, my internal condition. I love that. Yeah, I love that saying that says, I don't see the world as it is, I see the world as I am. So my outer experiences are a reflection of where I'm looking for my love. If I'm looking outside of myself for love, it's chaos, it's a storm, it's disappointing, it's painful. When I'm looking inside of myself for my love and my definition, then I'm full. I'm full of love, unconditional love. I'm full of joy, and I'm full of peace. Well, I hope this message did allow you to connect to that inner heart that you have and that you're feeling love, enjoying peace in this moment. And if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and click a like down below if you don't mind. That does help out my channel. If you want to be included or notified in any of my future videos or readings, just click the subscribe button below and click the little bell and you'll be notified of that. And if you hang around, I'm going to do a healing meditation in just a moment to send out some healing love energy out to anyone who would want to have that, because the heart chakra is where all that energy comes through. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. So if you want to, if not, there's a link down below too to jump to any of the other readings or to the meditation as well. But I wish you all the love, all the joy, all the peace that you can handle, and know that I love you. You take care now. Hey there, so welcome to the healing meditation portion of this video. I wanted to show you this card real quick here because this really represents healing on there. This is a card that I had pulled for myself the last couple of days, and it just really stood out to me. What I'm going to do is I draw upon I call it the essence of the unconditional love of the creator of all things. You know, you can call it the Holy Spirit or the Goddess, the feminine, nurturing, healing side of the creator. And I kind of do two things with that. I'm going to use these two things that I used in the reading. One is the green wand, which I'm going to use to draw on the creator's mighty power to come through while holding in my left hand, which is where I kind of draw in the healing aspect of the creator. I'm going to hold these both in and just draw on those. I'm going to draw it in, and as I mentioned in this video, I'm going to allow it to fill up to me and flow out to anyone that sees this video. It's timeless, so no matter when you watch this meditation, when you watch this energy, I call it energy boom sometimes, where I send out the love energy. Whenever you have it, the energy is waiting there for you. So even if you watch this 10 years from now or 10 minutes from now, you have that energy that the creator, because the creator is timeless, that love is timeless. It doesn't know what time is. It just knows where it is wanted and where we feel it is needed. I'll send it out to anyone that wants it themselves. Also, I'll mention it in the meditation as well. If you have someone that you want to send it to, we can send that love energy to them as well. And you've heard it, well, you can't send it to anyone without their permission. And I never send anything to anyone, without the character that people are playing may not be wanting it, but the higher being, that powerful supernatural being behind that person, always wants unconditional love energy. They'll bring it around, they'll use it how they want it. And whenever I send it, I don't send it with an intent or purpose like, I want it to do this, I want it to do that. I just send the unconditional love, and whatever if it's for someone's health, then it's whatever their higher being wants for their experience. And if it's for a situation, I allow the will of the creator to be in that situation, to unfold for our highest experience here, for our highest vibration of love. So I don't know, whenever we try to, I think this is what will be the best thing. How do we know? So I leave that up to the one who has the highest view possible of what's going on, knowing what would be for our benefit, and I send love that way. So that's what I'm going to do here in just a moment. I'm also going to, let me put it up here. I have my singing bowl, which will help with the vibration, sending out the love vibration out there. So I will do that now. So just close your eyes. Take some deep breaths to come to a calm place. invite the presence of the Creator, the mighty unconditional love energy, the essence of love, to flow down into us. Let that unconditional love just flow from the Creator into our hearts and fill up our hearts. Let it fill us up. We let that energy come into our hearts, flood out into our entire bodies, through the blood in our bodies, through the veins in our bodies, through the cells of our bodies. We let it flow. We allow it to bring our bodies into the highest loving vibration, allowing each cell to be filled up with love. And if there's any darkness, like cancer, or deterioration of discs, or any blood type of issues, that we allow this energy to flood like light, like electricity, into all those areas, to aid our bodies into bringing our love into its highest vibration, our cells into its highest health, our bodies into its highest health. We allow that energy to go up into our minds. Any emotional pain, any emotional thoughts, any troubling thoughts, we surrender those to love, to unconditional love. We let go of outcomes. We let go of resentments. We let go of anger. We come to a place of love and peace, knowing that life happens for us, not to us, and that my heart can never be broken. My heart can never be broken. We just like to pretend it can sometimes. I realize everyone's actions have nothing to do with me, and my actions have nothing to do with them or their actions. But it has to do with my beliefs and my choices about what things mean about me, what things mean about them, what things mean about the world. I take more deep breaths. Let that love fill me up. In this place of peace and love, I see that all of us are the same. We all seek love. We all seek love. We just want to be loved. And when we look to the outside things for our love, it shakes us because those things are unstable. Those things are unstable. But I turn back to the unconditional love inside, to that which is stable, to that which is eternal, to that which is unconditional. Nothing can take it away, nothing can shake it, because the Creator's love for us is eternal, without condition. Nothing can take it away. Nothing can give me more, because I have it all. I have it all right now. We have it all right now. We have it all right now. We have it all right now. that love fill us up and vibrate out to the world. We send love to all those in need of physical healing. We allow the higher being behind every individual to choose what they will for their highest experience here, whether that be complete and total healing, a slower healing process, or if that person is done with their mission here on earth, we allow them their choice to leave this planet if they wish, all through love, knowing that it has nothing to do with our worth, but their choices. We send love to the world. We send love to the world. We send love to the planet, allowing it to use it to heal and transform pollution and the unhealthy aspect of the planet. We allow it to heal. We allow it to heal. We surrender outcomes. We surrender outcomes. We choose unconditional love. We choose unconditional love. We take more deep breaths. We see that fear contracts, restricts, creates dis-ease, and it divides our body against itself. It divides our friendships against each other. It divides countries. It divides worlds. We see love brings unity, inclusion. We see bringing us together. We see love bringing us together. We see love unifying. Filled with unconditional love, we let people be who they are. We don't fight to try to make them different. We just give them love, give them unconditional love. We send unconditional love. We send unconditional love. And we end the meditation by saying and believing in our hearts, I am unconditionally loved. Feeling that love flow into us and filling us up. Realizing that I am made of unconditional love. Filling us up, flowing out to the world. Saying, I unconditionally love the world, and sitting in that space, seeing that everyone and everything is made of unconditional love, and feel that love being returned back to us. Take more deep breaths and come back to here. Come back to our hearts. And know that you are loved. Take care, my friends.